thing here working, and I think I... am struggling.
I was thinking maybe we have a mix of both of them because the cards are important for glory and all that kind of stuff like that.
Well, a piece is going to usually have more than one round. So on one round you can take a card, and then on another round you can forego the card.
That
You don't,
sounds good.
yeah, that way you get a balance of both worlds.
Yeah, that's why I figured, balance them both.
Absolutely. We'll work it out. We'll figure something out. Looks like everyone is here. We can actually get started. I'm trying to get my camera up and running. But when I have it open in my broadcast software, it won't open. Here we go. Perfect. Yeah, it wouldn't open in Discord. And now Discord wants to be all. There we are. We got it working. I'm out of focus, but that's okay. It is kind of discomforting that I'm completely out of focus.
Oh, I like how you did the history thing. That's pretty cool. The different ages. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, the session summaries were quite nice.
Cool.
Let's see if I can turn my autofocus. It's on autofocus. Hey, there we go. When I turn autofocus on, it actually focuses. Kind of like the reverse. Okay, whatever. We'll make it happen. Okay. Yeah. We're on the board, right? The landing page, as I like to call it. I went ahead and removed the Grey Knight page on there because that's not going to be for a number of years down the road. I'm looking forward to that part of the campaign. But if you'll notice on the parchment, there are a couple of notes that I put on there. Mainly, I did that for myself. I was basically going through the different personalities and who they're related to and who they are sweet on or are comfortable with or something like that. And so the ladies that are below their a knight, they're brother and sister, right? And if they're overlapping, then they're married. Okay, so like Sir Idwal and Lady Arian are married. So Sir Idwal and Sir Eddern are relatives, brother-in-laws. It also, I got a couple of things mixed up. I had Dame Aspara. She's actually the marshal, right? I think I said she was the champion or something like that. She used to be the Castilian, but she got promoted up to the marshal. Sir Leo is the champion. He's not just to Countess Ellen. He's kind of like the house bodyguard. He's like he will protect Lord Robert and Countess Ellen. And then Sir Bar is adopting a new job where he got elevated from being just one of the knights in the household. Now he's in charge of making sure all the servants are fed, make sure they all have clothes, make sure all the squires have the right type of armor or showing them. But he's not really a training person. He's kind of an administrator now. If you look at Sir Eddern, he's the captain of the household knights. So he's basically the senior knight of the remaining knights, right? Okay. You'll see that there is Sir Jeridan. Okay, he's kind of, I got him a little bit bigger. He thinks he's got a big head. He thinks he should be in charge. He knows that he doesn't have seniority, but he thinks that because his father was the marshal for Sir Roderick, that the position should fall to him, right? It's like he thinks he should inherit it. You know, he's big for his britches, kind of thing.
Oh, he has a high station.
Right. He has, well, not really, but yes, he thinks he does. And he's through the grapevine, because it's been a couple of months now, through the grapevine, Sir Jeridan has hit on Lady Gwiona, and she's rebuffed him. Like, she basically told him that she's not interested in him. So he's kind of resigned to maybe be a bachelor, but he's still on the prowl. Sir Pyres.
Oh, you got the wrong girl then, because I'm going for that.
Okay, right. But Sir Pyres, he has a lovely sister, Lady Marin. The only flaw that little brother-sister combo has is they're kind of poor. They're kind of like, they don't have anything to offer you in marriage other than a wife, right? They don't have holdings or anything like that. Sir Kenrick has a sister, Lady Estranor. They seem to be kind of in mourning a little bit because their father died just in one of the latest battles. So they're kind of like in a sad state, right? But Sir Kenrick has been putting forward his intentions toward Lady Gale. And you know that Lady Gale has kind of turned her attentions toward Sir Gwyneth. She
Shot his head during the feast.
Yeah. And if you look at a couple of the different handouts, I did add some information. Let me see if I can just pull one up for you. It's not on the players. Maybe it is the players. Yeah, it would be under handouts. Handouts, Robert's Court, ladies, Lady Gale. Okay. If you scroll down, I added her card. This is just stuff that you don't necessarily know her numbers, right? But that's just something that you can kind of get your impression of her. But you could also notice that she has her age on there, when she was born, and her current glory. And you can see her appearance. Yeah.
Oh, she's a bit of a spinster.
Oh, she's cute.
She's 25 and still unwed?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the catch?
Well,
she got like a third foot or something?
She was in a different kingdom with Lady Jenna. Lady Jenna was married off to a knight in a different kingdom, King Nantiliad's kingdom. And when King Nantiliad and his army was defeated, her husband was killed, and they moved back home to Salisbury. And Lady Gail, all these ladies, basically Claudia and Wiona and Arian and Esternor. Well, maybe not Esternor, but most of the ladies returned with Lady Jenna as part of her handmaidens. So basically, she's been busy attending to Lady Jenna, and
Yeah,
she's
so I
and
was
she
gonna say, she's a handmaiden. So
yeah, and she
so
still
that doesn't work.
is. But she's ready to rumble if that's something
You're
that you're
gonna, you're
interested in.
gonna, you're gonna pursue that?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, don't let that thing get away. She's beautiful. And she seems to have the hot here.
Okay, I was wondering why my Discord was on the wrong monitor. I was like, what the hell is that over there? Okay. Where's my Discord? Okay, I should have everything squared away now. I should have everything in place. Um,
You'll probably have to get permission from Lady Jenna to pursue it, to call on it.
it's possible. Um, yeah. And Lady Jenna is also now a widower, but she's also became available for marriage because she's a widower. She spends a lot of time with Esquire Galeras. Galeras is not a knight. He trained as a squire to become a knight, but just didn't have the finances to put him over the edge to become a knight.
So he's
So
an escort.
so he's an esquire, and he is on very good terms with Lady Jenna. Nothing inappropriate, but they are in good terms. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a small recap of what happened last episode. Who wants to give me the recap?
Well, I'll start. We had a big feast because of our knighting ceremony, and it went very well. I also got to speak with Sir Robert in private, which was pretty interesting. And he liked how my actions. I like that too. And it looks like Gwyneth has got a woman interested in him, so that came out good. And the feast went pretty well. No upsetting things happened, so it's pretty cool.
Okay, but what happened last week? If nobody remembers, I'll be glad to share.
I remember the end of it. I can't remember how it started. I think it started with us finishing the feast.
That's right. It was the last round of the feast.
Okay.
We had a new player join us, right? We had Sir Pharamond, and we gave him an opportunity to hit the last round of the feast. As well as, I think, Sir Aubrey. I think you were traveling, and then you came back, right? So everybody got a chance to do the last round of the feast, and then after the feast.
Well, that barbarous man tried to grab.
Oh yeah.
Tried to grab Lady Gale and was
Okay.
demanding attentions.
Yes, that was months later, right?
Right. Oh, we had the winter session.
Yeah, the winter session. Right.
Then we had a duel.
Well, that
Yep.
was.
Yep, yeah, the
So
winter.
we had the winter session.
You all got
after
squires.
which- Yes.
Right? You got
Which weren't we? Sorry.
No, go ahead. You all got one gold piece. a librum, unless you had debts. And then you were re-equipped with all your gear. It was upgraded. You know, basically, the your which didn't really need to be done because you were just recently knighted, but it was still a couple of months. So Robert got you all reorganized. A few months later, King Serdic came to visit with his bodyguards, plural, and one of his bodyguards got frisky with Lady Gale. You guys all stood up from your rest and relaxation, approached him, tried to talk him down, and let him know that he was kind of violating Lady Gale's honor or whatever. And then Robert and Serdic came out into the hall to find out what was going on. And they figured the best way to solve this would be a trial. And Gwyneth and Sinwolf had a little duel, and Sinwolf knocked Gwyneth down to the ground, and then he allowed you to stand up, which the crowd cheered as an act of whatever this newfangled thing is called, chivalry, I think is what they call it. He let you stand up and then knocked you right down again where you were unconscious. And you were tended to by Lady Gale over the next few weeks or month until you healed up. Everyone else was doing their chores and their duties. And the day after, okay, this is where I need to jump into the rule book. And that's where we'll start the session, really. I gotta zoom in.
And since Aubrey was brave, since he just became a knight, and he was fighting experienced knight.
Yeah, and that. Thank you for saying that. It kind of sparked something in my head. I'm gonna have to look something up. Okay, give me a second. About dueling, right? Because this is technically a duel.
I think it was referred to as trial by combat.
Yeah, it was. But technically it was a duel. It was one-on-one fight, basically. I'm scrolling.
I gain 100 honor for participating in one and lose 500 for losing.
Yeah, that's what I think is exactly what happened.
It makes sense.
So I'm going to go by the rules. So winning the game. Yeah.
Well, that's not the part we need to look at.
Yeah. As soon as you get a castle, you pretty much have won the game. You might as well make a new character. Okay, so honor.
But once you make the castle, you get to decorate it. That's the fun part.
Yeah, but at that point, you're an NPC.
Trophies and such.
Because
I think Aubrey should get a check by Valorous.
No.
Sorry, a what?
You were brave to fight a knight that is experienced.
It wasn't.
I didn't fight anybody.
It wasn't dishonor. Wasn't religious. It wasn't trustworthiness.
I figure it would be Valorous, not cowardly. He didn't back down from fighting for her honor.
Okay. You didn't grant clemency. You didn't give anybody money. You didn't keep a secret. You didn't make a lawful decision against your own interest. Um, okay, here we go. Nope. Um, okay, what we could say, you defended someone's else's honor. Right? You defend honor. Okay, so.
Are you talking about Gwyneth or Aubrey? Because Aubrey
Gwyneth.
didn't really do anything.
Not Aubrey.
Yeah, okay.
Not talking about you. Okay. Here we go.
Oh, I thought it was Aubrey. I forgot.
No, it was Gwyneth who was in the duel.
Okay. Okay. So it's not a -1. It's not a -2. It's not a -3 or -4 or -5. Oh, or -10. Okay. It is a +1 honor. Yep. So you add 1 honor. So there is a way that you could lose 10 honor, unjustly kill a member of your own family.
I will try not to do that.
Okay. Killing a prisoner is also a 5 honor. That's not good.
Good to know.
Yeah, you don't want to kill prisoners.
Just out of curiosity, is it a cosmic thing where as soon as you perform the action you lose the honor, or do you only lose honor if it becomes public knowledge?
There is something called public versus private. Okay, this is straight from the book. A knight's honor measures what the public knows about your worth. Secret dishonor does not alter your public perception. It is possible to keep dishonorable acts hidden on your sheet. Secret dishonor acts are represented by writing them in parentheses. It is impossible for a knight to hide from yourself. And so all honor rolls are made using your true honor.
Okay, that's fun.
Right. So you know you're dishonorable. So your honor, well, not you, but this hypothetical person.
If I'm rolling to see if I do the honorable thing and I'm secretly a dishonorable person, obviously I'm not going to want to do the honorable thing, even if other people think I will.
Correct.
That makes sense. I like it. Now, where do we write
honor? I think
actions?
is a passion.
Well, yeah, I have that, but it mentioned
That's it.
Right. Oh, history and events. Probably, I would notate it here. Like I say,
what you did that was
lost.
dishonorable. Yeah.
Duel to Sinric.
No, you wouldn't put you wouldn't put lost. You would say participated in because you gain an honor.
In duel with,
or you could say you defended the honor of Lady Gale, even though you got knocked on the ground.
Because I'm just curious, because we all lost an honor when Cernwolf sort of punked us and insulted us, but weren't we by ourselves besides Lady Gale? So I'm just wondering how that.
That was extremely public because, for one thing, your fellow knights were standing next to you, and Lady Gale and Robert and Cerdic and Sinwolf. Yeah, if one other person witnesses it, it's not public. I mean, it's not private.
Okay. And for the record, Cedric and Robert didn't come out until after we lost the honor. But still, your point stands. We were all witnesses to each other.
And we were in like the main hall.
It's all good.
It's like everyone who was there was probably there with us.
That's right. Samson is impressed with your valor. He doesn't see what you did as dishonor in his mind.
But that's the honor isn't really what I was looking up. It was the glory. Because you can lose and still gain glory. Just FYI, when you fumble on a skill, you still get a check by it. You know, when you crit, you get a check, and when you fumble, you get a check. Okay, there's defeating a group. Nothing says. Yeah, you got no glory for losing. Okay. All right, so we got that out of the way. All right, so I've highlighted some things to remind me to read them. So the next morning, King Cerdic, and I think I've got a handout of King Cerdic. I created a new chapter under personalities called Saxon Personalities. And you've got Sir Sinwolf, right? And a little write-up on the bottom of him, just so you know. But there's also King Cerdic.
What province is he from, the king?
Wessex.
Wessex?
Yeah. Okay. King Cerdic departs with his entourage, returning to his capital city of Winchester. Everyone can make an intrigue roll. I think I've already done this. I think you've already done this. But you know what? Let's do it again. Everybody make an intrigue roll. And if you crit, you can go ahead and put a check. If you just succeed, then I'll just tell you what the answer is.
We all failed, and I almost fumbled.
Okay. So I will let you know this. Robert told him to leave. There you go. But I won't say anything else. Okay, so there's only like less than a dozen knights in this keep in the serum, and there is even less than that when it comes to squires, and there's only a handful of man-at-arms guards or whatever. So I would say somewhere in the neighborhood of about 20 people are fighters. And you know that King Cerdic, you have a pretty good idea that he's got quite a sizable army because it was able to defeat Robert and King Nantiliad previously. And so he's going to continue to be a threat. right? You don't know how many people, but you know it's bigger than 20. Um, and so in
Can we
general,
count that high?
yeah, you got all toes and fingers.
Well, that's just 20.
Well, you share toes and fingers with your
Okay.
squire, right? You can get up to 40. No, you can count. You know, it's like one too many. Okay, you see, so in general, over the next few weeks, the attitude around the castle is hardly optimistic. Basically, the people are like, well, Robert, you know, he held his ground and didn't give an inch, but if Cerdic comes here, then we'll have to defend the walls, and you know, we do have the wall to defend, you know, and you know, so we can hold our own, you know, but it's not like, oh yeah, we'll beat them easily. It's like, yeah, we'll have to rely on our walls. Um, all right, so this is not any one specific, and it's not any one of you. You just kind of hear this through the grapevine, through casual conversation that you overhear when you're walking by or whatever. But there are a number of people in town and in you know, the farmers and stuff like that are all talking about maybe fleeing the castle, going into the woods, because they would rather hide in the woods than to suffer enslavement to the hands of the Saxons. So the villagers or whatever are and there's what, about 2,000 villagers? It's quite a bit, actually. You could almost call it a town. They're not happy with the situation.
Do we have any barons that are controlling the peasants?
Do you have any what?
Barons. Usually there's a baron that overlooks the peasants.
This is Lord
Sorry,
Robert's.
close to your mic. It's kind of hard to understand you sometimes. It's a little muffled.
Sir Robert the Count is his land. Yes, there are what would you call, like, headman. There's a headman in the village that, you know, or a reeve, but they basically they're not like they're like legal authorities. They're not necessarily I don't they're representatives of Robert. They don't really make decisions on their own. They just enforce. That's not really true. They do make decisions, but it's all in Lord Robert's best interests, or they would not be in that position.
Because if we lose the farmers, we might have a food shortage.
Exactly. Yeah, you might. But luckily, Sarum here. Let me kind of move the map a little bit. Luckily, Sarum, I think, has a very small section over here in what's called the Farmers Quarter. Quarter. Those are houses, but there's a lot of gardens, and there's actually farms, not huge farms, but there is some food grown actually inside the walls. You know, in the Farmers Quarter. So that's always good. Let's get rid of these. There we go. Yeah, population 2,000. All right.
Hopefully we have a spy network like a spy in Wessex or Winchester.
Um, I don't know if you do. I don't. If you do, it's not revealed to you. They wouldn't be very good spies if it was, right? Okay. So a month passes. Pentecost approaches, and I don't know if I've got a flyer, but Pentecost is in May. It's normally there is a feast, there's celebration or something, sometimes. But in this case, Sir Leo and Sir Robert and you four are going to go on a along with your squires. So there's like six squires coming along. There's 6 of you knights and your 6 squires. But you're not bringing your pack mules or pack horses. You are bringing your riding horses and your war horse. Your war horse is just walking along. You're not riding it. You're riding your riding horse, and your squire is riding his riding horse. And you guys are going to be doing a
Mission. Huh?
what's the word?
Mission.
You're going to be visiting some other keeps. You're going to be doing like the rounds. He's going out and visiting various keeps in Salisbury. So, and he wants you to come along with him. The other knights are going to stay with Lady Ellen and all of that. But he is bringing Leo with him. You know, obviously, he's the champion. Let me bring you over to here. Okay, so you're obviously starting at Sarum, right? And you guys are going to go down the road towards Duplain. Okay, that's going to be your first stop. And then after that, that's actually on the border. And then from there, you're going to travel around other different. Oh, wow. I still have that line there. Okay, let's get rid of that. If you look, you can see this like red line. I think I described it earlier. That's actually the border of Salisbury. So like up towards the north, you're going to see Lev Comgris. That is not in Salisbury, right? But Lagershall is. So you'll probably come back to Sarum and then take the road up. So basically there's going to be like going around, and I don't know if I've got this to scale. I don't think I do, this map, but it's not far. It's what I'm trying to say. Is there a scale on this map?
So we're checking the border time.
Yeah, you're going all over. Okay, this map doesn't have a scale on it. Not on your version, anyway. And I got a token over here for some reason. Let's get rid of that child token. Nope, that's not a child. That's a dwarf. Okay, I don't know why a dwarf's on there. Yeah, if it's a nice thick line, it's actually a royal road, which means that it's got cobblestone pavement. It's actually a pretty nice road. If it's a solid line. If you see like dotted lines, depending on if it's just like a very thin dotted line, then it's basically just a deer path. But if it's like a dashed line, then it's probably a dirt road. Like there's a road that goes from Sarum up to Bath that would be like a dirt road. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let me
How square would be what? About a mile? Or
That's what
what
I'm
would you
trying
like?
to that's what I'm trying to figure out because it's not that far. Um
Make a study yourself.
I have a PDF of let me go to my map. Regional map. There we go. Salisbury. Got it. Okay, so the lines are 10 miles. Okay, got it. Okay, so if you look at the edge of the map, the very edge of the map, you'll see these. Here, let me see if I can measure. Like from here to there. Yeah, okay, it's to scale. Perfect. Okay, I must have done that. I don't remember doing it, but I must have. So yeah, so the measurement tool is accurate. So if you traveled up to Duplain, it's like 13 miles. It's not that far. Right? So a 13-mile trip might take you like 4 hours, 5 hours if you go really slow, you know. So you leave in the morning and you'll get there before lunch. You know, it's one of those kind of deals. All right. So your squire is going to be carrying all your extra on his horse. He'll have all your extra weapons. Like I think you got 3 spears, I think, and but I think that's all you have that's extra. I think you have a lance and you're wearing a sword. I think everyone has the choice of a secondary weapon, if I remember right. Have you guys decided on what those secondary weapons are?
I have a maul.
Okay, a maul is like a two-handed club, right? Okay.
Well, it's like a hammer.
No, a hammer is a hammer. A maul is more like a
I mean,
two-handed.
it's a two-handed hammer, actually. A maul.
Um, you might be right, but I was thinking that a maul was like a two-handed mace. But it could go either way. It's a maul. It basically functions exactly the same way. So, yeah. If you want to have one of those, that's fine. Everybody else decided, like, what did you want to carry? Extra? Anybody?
Yeah, I'll take a extra sword.
I think just a light crossbow for Aubrey.
I put a picture in Discord of a maul.
Yeah, it looks dwarven. I was like a dwarven hammer. All right, so
I don't like Warhammer.
yeah, it could be a warhammer, but the crossbow, huh?
Like a light crossbow for hunting, or like that.
Yeah.
Mauls were used to crush metal armor. That's what they were.
Sounds really cool. But something in my mind is telling me that that's not available yet. But I could be wrong.
No, the light crossbow is available, but the heavier crossbows aren't available until later periods.
Oh, okay. So it's a light crossbow.
Yeah, just like a little hunting crossbow.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely.
He's not particularly good with it, but, you know.
Yeah, the light crossbow is all periods. Yeah, you're good to go. They don't even have a heavy crossbow on this list. Okay, but
If you go into future weapons, it's there.
oh, okay. Anybody else? We got somebody carrying an extra sword, if I remember right, and somebody got a crossbow, and somebody has a maul. Who am I missing?
I'm still not sure. How about, is there like a list? Yes, okay, cool.
And I do think the extra weapon is supposed to be a melee weapon, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Should be equipping your knight.
I believe knights didn't use
No,
range weapons.
no, that's it. Against a person, it would be considered heinous. Very dishonorable.
But against a deer, it's delicious.
That's exactly right. Or a boar.
Yeah, for hunting. Really.
Yeah, hunting is definitely. Combat weapons, armor.
Well, guards, the castle guards, those who carry crossbows.
I don't like how many weapons say broken by a sword on a tie.
That is correct.
It's basically everything but swords.
That is right.
On a tie. Oh,
That-
tie. So you actually have to both roll the same. Okay, never mind.
Well, using a ranged weapon in melee is not a good idea.
Well, no, I mean, if you might be planning on doing some hunting, so I get that. But I'm just checking the that is knight starting skill. I don't want that. Starting squire equipment. I don't want that either. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go to the rule book.
That'll actually be pretty cool.
And of course,
Yeah, we have a deck.
Under knightly gear here, it just says, and an additional weapon of choice, if any.
okay, there you go. So it could be anything.
If any. Yeah, I think I've got melee pretty well covered. I'm gonna say a self bow. What's my character damage? Yeah, a self bow.
Sounds good. The only difference is the range. They all do minus 1d6 damage.
Yeah.
I like how it says minus 1d6 to a maximum of 5d6. So it's like you would have had to have had 66 or more. You know, I'm like, who's going to have that? Well,
I have 4, so I'm fine with something that tops at 3d6.
yeah, 3d6 is, and yeah, exactly. Okay, so you got your self bow, you got your extra sword, you know, and your maul and your light crossbow. Of course, you have bolts with that. You don't have to worry about that. That's going to be all that weapon that you chose comes out of Robert's armory. That is not. It's basically, you know, you're permitted to take an extra weapon, and those are the ones you chose. But just understand that you and all your equipment is Robert's possessions. You know. Okay, but either way. All right. So it's like a month later, right? After King Serdic left. It's not immediate, right? This is, and I'm on the wrong page. What the hell? There we go. Yeah, a month passes. It's almost Pentecost. Before Pentecost, Robert wants to visit his different holdings, basically to make his face shown, let his people know who he is. Basically, he's going on a tour. That's the word I was looking for. A tour of his land to make sure that people know who he is, recognize his face, and stuff like that. So it's a goodwill. It's a goodwill, right? Okay, so after a short ride, you arrive, and believe it or not, I've got you guys a little token here called the party. And,
I like.
and you guys are at Duplain. Now, I've got a little map here for you to see.
Yeah, is it a small town or medium town?
There is a town very close to it, but Duplain isn't a town at all. It's a castle basically, and it's got like a dry moat, right? They call it the ditch, and you go across it on the drawbridge, which, just FYI, this drawbridge, it's not mechanical. It can't be raised and lowered. It's really just a bridge. It's not a drawbridge. This image shows a drawbridge, but really it's not. It's just a bridge. There is a gate though, right? So you can close the gate, but you can't lift the drawbridge. And even if you did, it doesn't really matter. The ditch it's only like 6 feet deep. But when you go in, this is really a military camp. This is not, villagers or whatever don't really hang out here. You've got the stables off to the right, and you got the military barracks on the left. Behind the barracks, or in the middle of the barracks, you see something called the hall. That is where Robert would take audience with anybody that wanted to come to and talk. Now the flying bridge is also not mechanical. It doesn't move. Normally it's another drawbridge basically, but in this case it's not. But it does have a little wooden keep at the top of the hill. The motte is the mound, and it is about 30 or 40 feet tall. It's pretty tall. And
Yeah, they don't need a drawbridge. Having the higher ground like that is a big advantage.
right, exactly. And it is it's a very steep hill there. Yeah, and so that's basically all there is to it. It's not like super special or anything. All right, so when you guys arrive, there is a guard that greets you at the gate. He is not a knight. He is just a garrison man, or if you want to call him that, a man at arms. And he obviously recognizes Sir Robert and Sir Leo. Doesn't necessarily recognize you guys, but you're with Sir Robert, so you obviously are good people. And he lets you guys all in without a word. Just opens the gate and lets you in.
I'm going to introduce myself.
Okay. He's standing there, just holding the door open for you guys. There's a couple of them. In the castle walls, you'll see that there's probably about 20 people, various, chicken farmers or people tending to the barracks, and you don't see anybody up on the hill or anything. You just see, about 20 people just wandering around doing their chores, and these two guards. You said you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm going to introduce myself to the guard and say, these are my fellow knights, Gwyneth, Aubrey, and Fairmont. My name is Samson.
Oh, he doesn't look at you in the eyes. He bows politely.
Yeah, we want to get to know the people that we serve.
He's like, well, sir, I haven't seen you here before, but I'll remember your names. And
yeah, we were newly knighted just for a while.
Oh, okay. Young knights. Okay, great. Can you share a little info with me, Sir Knight?
What would that be?
Why is Robert here?
He's just on a tour of the border towns and stuff, and make sure everything's all right, I would guess.
Does he think something's wrong? I mean, we didn't send out any alarms or any warnings or anything. Is he? Oh, so he's just.
I don't know. He hasn't let us know anything.
Aubrey will, at this point, come forward and say, our Lord will announce his intentions when he wishes to.
Oh, I didn't mean any offense, sir. I just was trying to figure out if I needed to hide all my winnings.
No, I don't think you have to worry about that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I got like 45 silver pieces.
Congratulations.
And I'm proud of it. I give me another 5 years or so, and I'll actually have a Libram.
How did you win it?
Oh, fist fighting the other guards. And you'll notice that his knuckles are bloody. Well, not bloody, but
competition.
He's got bruises. Well, I wouldn't dare.
Huganism? Is that what you're talking?
No, they're no competition. I'm I need to get back to my job. I don't want Sir Robert, or I guess we should call him Count Salisbury. I don't want him to think I'm shirking my duties. And he closes the gate and drops the little the wooden bar across it.
Tell him all that keeps your skills up as a guard.
Yeah, you guys seem like you're a bunch of nice men, but you're going to get me in trouble.
But we don't want to do that.
Yeah, you're not. I'm just a guard. I'm not nobility or anything.
I didn't start as nobility either, so.
We don't talk to the help.
You could be comfortable.
That's exactly right. It's a little bit unusual that you're not unusual that you're talking to him. It's just he's nervous that you're talking to him because you're like a higher station than he is. Okay, so
yeah, Samson doesn't care about that. He mingles with
well, you don't, but he does. Okay, and then so Leo says, "Gentlemen, we got to put our horses in the stable and attend to our Lord."
Sure.
And Robert jumps down off of his horse with a flourish, And he says, "Who's in charge over here? I want to talk to your boss." And a knight.
That's you, my lord.
No, right. Hey, are you trying to be funny?
Yes.
What skill would
yes.
you like to use?
Oh my.
Would that be
Let's see.
would that be orate?
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Court jester, is that a skill?
It's a new passion.
Yeah.
Um.
Well, there's singing.
Yeah, I mean, orate,
but you're not.
maybe?
You're not singing. Compose. If you try. Yeah, it would be orate.
Okay. Success.
Yeah. So you see, Robert kind of smiles, and then you can get 1 glory. And a guard comes out of the barracks. He's obviously not a knight. He's a guard, and he says, "Lord Robert, I'm the sergeant here. What can I do for you? Why are you here?" He says, "Oh, I just want to meet your men and see the status of the place and see if there's anything that needs to be done or if you need any help. Do you guys need anything from me?" And basically I'm gonna go into the hall. I'm gonna set up my blanket. We've been on the road all day. Maybe you guys can bring us something to eat, and we'll get to inspecting your little community here. There is a town probably about a mile away. Okay, it's not far, but there is a little town, and it's called Broyton, and it's really only a hamlet, maybe 100 people in it. Broyton hamlet, it's mostly just farmers, and send word to them that I am here, and if they have any complaints or anything that they need to discuss, that they can discuss. They can share with me. And he's like, "Yes."
I my squire to tend to my horse.
Okay. He's like, "Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Absolutely." So all the squires basically grab your horses and take them to the stables. That's why they're there. They're there to maintain all the horses. Sir Leo's squire is doing the same. Sir Leo and Robert go into the hall. You are all invited to join them because they're going to have some food brought in.
Yeah, we'll join him in the hall.
Right. Okay, so so the day passes. You guys pretty much eat, make merry. Not really. Basically just relax. You don't really have any duties here. Sir Robert says tomorrow we'll probably have some people from the local hamlets will probably come in and complain about pigs being stolen or something, and I'll have to deal with that. But that's not of your concern. What I need you to do is I want you to kind of take it upon yourself to ride around the keep here. Stay within about 5 miles or so, but basically just patrol the area, look for, I don't know, bandits or basically what I'm trying to say is just make yourself visible and known to the local populace so that they will become heartened, and they will know that, I've got a presence here, and that we are, that we're here to help protect them. And
We got used to Robert.
And that'll be tomorrow. Leave early in the morning, like at dawn, and then just patrol for the most of the day, and then you'll come back. We'll sleep, and then we'll leave, and we'll go on to the next castle. So basically, during the time when you're on patrol, I'll be here with Sir Leo, and we'll be attending to whatever grievances anybody has, and I'll try to adjudicate all that. Your squires will stay here and help out wherever they can, on the horses, and maybe even pull guard on the palisade. They have a total of 10 men here, 10 fighters, and they're all common soldiers. There's no knight or lord or anything like that at this Duplain.
Yeah, my lord, I will mingle with the peasants and find out any grievances or any issues that they might have, or if they saw any suspicious activity.
Okay, well, that'll be done in the morning when you go out and you go ride around the countryside, and you run it. If you run into any farmers or anything like that, yeah, definitely stop and ask them. That'd be fine, because that'll let them know that we care about them. But today, it's too early. Nobody's going to show up tonight, so just relax. Knock the dirt off your boots, and or let your squires do that.
Is there anything you need, my lord?
No, thank you though.
All right.
I appreciate your attentiveness. Okay, so does anybody have anything they want to do through this night? Otherwise, we can just move to the morning when you start your little patrol.
Yeah, it'd be good for us to get some rest.
I would like to sleep.
Right. Anybody else?
Beyond that, no.
Is there a chapel in the fort?
No, not officially. There is, okay, just so you know, there's a term used in, at this time called the 100. The 100, think of it like a county, right? And you are currently in what's called Thorngate 100. This, I don't know if you can see it, East Thurley is right in the middle where it says Thorngate 100. Yeah, 100 is basically a county. And in this county, there is, I don't think there's an abbey or anything like that. I think the closest abbey is across the border. The Abbey of the Black Cross is like maybe just a couple of miles away.
Well, they could use any building for.
Yeah. I'm just saying nothing is officially built like to be a religious spot. Oh well.
You could have to guard what they use for their prayer.
Yeah. We pray over our ducats. Okay.
So a few hours away, Aubrey will ask Lord Robert if he can take leave to visit the abbey.
No, because that's across the border.
Oh, okay. And
It might.
the border.
It's that red line.
Yeah, but who are we bordering? Like, is it a hostile lord who owns the land?
Everyone's hostile. Yeah, it's not. They're not actively at war, but it would be. Yeah, I brought you back
Dangerous.
to not dangerous. It would just be a. It says King Arthur Pendragon. No, that's not Camelot. Yeah, there none of that exists yet. That's way later. It's it's super close, so you could probably get there and back in no time flat. But it's just not done. Unless you're going to see the Lord or you announce your presence, like, because you would be like a representative of mine.
You'll probably need
If
permission.
Robert wants him to stay, that's fine. He'll stay.
Yeah, but if you want to, how motivated are you? And he asks you this: how motivated are you to go to the Abbey of the Black Cross? Are you very motivated, or are you indifferent?
I wish to show my devotion to the Lord God whenever I can, my lord.
I have an idea for you. You could hold a prayer group with the peasants, and you could hold it yourself.
Well, different people pray in different ways, but I've never required the need to go somewhere to pray. But that's probably because I was spoiled and that I had a chapel right there in my own castle. So.
That's a good way to get to know the peasants and get information.
But they're not our peasants. I don't want you to get to know them. Oh, you're talking about the ones here in this keep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right here. You could hold an outside prayer group. You could be.
Robert wouldn't pray with peasants. It's a bit beneath him.
Yeah. Well, if you want to go, you can go.
All right. In that case, he will, immediately set out with his squire to just visit the Abbey of the Black Cross and pray there, and then just head back.
All right. So it takes you like maybe 15 minutes to get there, right? And so you get there, you go into the abbey, you do a little bit of praying, and how long do you stay? Maybe an hour. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And he will. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say it's still daylight because you're basically you got here at Duplain around noon, so you had the rest of the day.
He'll just do his business and make a offering, and then what would, because he has 3 librum in his pocket, right? 3 libra in his pocket. I guess this would be, I'm not sure what would be appropriate, but he'll just he'll just come back.
One librum is like okay, 1 librum is
240, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's 240, but one librum is like a year's salary for uh, a low, like a bare minimum knight. A peasant would probably make maybe 30 or 40 denarii a year. So you can use that kind of. Hold on. I got
donation.
Yeah, I think I might actually have something that would help you decide. You're not, first of all, knights are not really good with money. Just FYI. I got this. It's a fairly long list.
Yeah, it's not our money, it's Robert's.
Exactly. Well, it is your money. It's like
I'll spend it on whatever.
It's like a salary, or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, if I can talk him into giving me a coin, I'll spend it on whatever.
Yeah, I think I can go down to where it says like lodging. You're looking at per night is 1 denarii. You go down to luxury goods, services. Here we go. Chirurgery is 4 denarii for a horse. A herald.
What's the advantage of a war saddle?
It allows you to sit. It basically has a high front and a high back. So when you sit in it, you're kind of like.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
You're in a stirrup kind of thing.
I don't have one of those. I'd like to get. Any merchants in the area?
No. Anything on this list that you wanted to buy, you would have to. You'd have to find a city, or you'd have to get someone to make it for you, which might take a day or two. That kind of stuff. An arming sword might take a month for somebody to make you.
So I think he'll pay 10 denarii for the priest, and then head back to the.
Yeah, 10 denarii sounds like a very reasonable amount. That's like paying somebody for like $500.
Yeah, it says that's the price to say a mass or to indulge a venial sin. And yeah, he'll, I suppose, confess to his pride at telling the tale of killing that Saxon. And then he'll return.
Okay, so let's go ahead and make a selfish roll. If you fail, you don't put anything in the offering. I mean, if you succeed, I'm sorry. Yep, you keep your money. You pray, but you're selfish. You wanted to, though. You had good intentions, but you just couldn't bring yourself to. Well, first of all you had is Librum. You didn't want to break it up. There's no way to. You didn't have any way to break it up. So, give you that excuse. All right. So you go back. Your squire attends you, and you get your horses, and you head back. I think if you look at your knightly equipment, I think you already have a saddle. Right? I thought so.
A war saddle?
I don't know. Would that be under items? It might be. Knightly gear?
On our horse gear, it says we have 2 riding saddles in tack and 1 war saddle in tack. So
yeah.
Technically, we only have 3 saddles for 4 horses.
Right, because the 4th horse is a pack horse.
Oh, we already have 1 war saddle.
Yeah. You got a war saddle.
Okay.
It's for the war horse.
The only thing else I'm going to buy later is an open plane comparison for my horse.
You don't. don't put armor on your horse. I know you want to,
Why
but
is that?
because that's Robert's horse. You would have to you would basically be telling him that he's not equipping you properly. He would be offended by that. You are not yet an individual. You are almost an individual, but not yet. Okay, so you make it back to Duplain. You rejoin your group who are basically throwing out their blankets down to rest for the evening, and you get started a little bit late. That's okay. You get that all taken care of, and dinner is brought in. You guys basically have bread and sausages, and the sausages are all fresh, like probably pork, and Sir Leo wakes you up early in the morning. Says, "All right, it's before dawn. It's time to get your horses ready and head on out and patrol the area."
I'm gonna put some like leftover like fruit from the meal and stuff for the kids. Sanson likes.
Okay, yeah, okay. So you're going to try to be very generous.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
the way Sanson is.
And if everybody is cool with it, we're going to go to being on patrol. You're on the eastern border of Sarum. I think I have the 100 map. I took you off of it. Okay, maybe I should put you back. Yeah, when I did a screenshot on this map, I had to zoom it in, and when I did it, it got kind of blurry. So, but that's all right. You guys are, and you can see the little town of Bosington. It's like, well, a little hamlet of Bosington. It's like super close. And there's another one to the south called Pilworth. But Broyton Manor up here is the one they were talking about. And yeah, I think that's like 1 mile away, maybe 2 if you had to go this way, 1.5 miles. This is a forest. It is fairly thick, but that's okay. While you guys are out, you guys are basically just riding along. There's the 4 of you. You guys are all alone at this time. I'm going to drag a token onto the map for each of you. There is a reason why I might be doing this. Who am I missing? Aubrey. All right, there we go. Oh, there we go. What? You guys are way too big. Let's get you appropriately sized. Okay, that's still too big.
I'm going to try to stop at all the farms to talk to the men of the house.
Well, you're not. You are completely alone. You 4 are alone, but there's nobody around. So bear with me. Don't give me an opportunity to get caught up. There we go. Because something happens. Okay, so you're pretty much out in the open fields, riding even though it's wooded, you're on a path, and there is every now and then there's clearings or whatever, and you're looking for people to interact with. So basically, everyone can make a battle roll.
Got some bandits open.
Well, you're not actually in a battle. But it is a battle roll. Because battle does more than just battle.
Yeah, my battle's not.
Fumble.
Okay, so Sir Fairmont, you can put a check by battle if you want.
Sweet, will do.
I have a feeling that Mason fell asleep.
No, I was just trying to find the skill.
Okay, that's also a failure. Everybody fails. Oh, you're not good at battle. Okay, so you are moving along the eastern boundary of the Chute Forest. The Chute Forest. That's the Melker. Where's the Chute Forest? I don't know. Oh, I'm looking way too far south. No wonder. Yeah, you're in the forest, right. The Chute Forest is all this green area. This is the Chute Forest. Okay. Near a passage through the thick-wooded grove known as the Thorn Gate, for which the local 100 is named. A successful knight may roll an awareness, but since nobody here is successful, nobody gets to make an awareness roll. A volley of arrows flies from the woods on the west side of the river. Each of you are targeted by 3 bowmen. If you made your awareness, nope. If you didn't, then nope. Can't do that either. Can't do a critical. Okay. And since you didn't make your roll, you don't get to apply the shields minus 10. So basically, I just have 3 rolls on each of you, straight up, no minuses. Okay, so let's start with Sir Fairmont. I'm going to have 3 arrows coming your way. I'm going to roll 3d20, 1 for each of the attacks. And I got a miss, and then I got a hit. Okay. So the hit. Okay. So you get your armor, because you guys are on patrol with your armor, which, if I remember right, is like 10 or 11 points.
I think it's 10 or 11. The armor we're wearing, yeah.
Yeah, and
the armor is 10, yeah.
10, okay. Yeah, and you don't have your shield, so you don't get to add the 6 for the shield. How much damage are these? Self bows, 3d6. Okay, there we go. So you take 3d6 of damage. And I rolled, whatever I rolled an 11. Okay, so you wind up taking 1 point of damage, right? So on your character sheet, you need to create a wound called, arrow in the knee, or whatever you want to call it. And you took 1 point of damage, but you did take 11. What's your knockdown?
12.
Okay, you are not knocked off your horse. Weird, right? An arrow could knock you off the horse. Okay, but it can, because it struck you pretty hard. It's just that your armor absorbed most of it.
And you said arrow in knee, right?
Well, it can be the knee. It was in the knee.
all good.
Technically, they're supposed to roll a d20, and I tell you exactly where the hit is, but you want to do that? I can do that.
Yeah, up to you. All good. Either way.
Okay, now I'm going to attack Sanson next. Each of you got 3 arrows coming your way. And I rolled 4 d20. Sorry, I hit the wrong number. I'm going to re-roll for 3. Okay, so hit. So you got hit 3 times. Each of these are only doing 3 dice of damage. 7 bounces off your armor. No need to worry about that. And I'm sure that 7 is not anywhere near your knockdown. Right?
Right.
Is that right?
Not even close.
Right. Okay, but this next one is 16. I know is that bigger than your knockdown? I believe it is.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so it's not double your knockdown, I don't think. Okay, so you'll have to.
Knockdown 13.
Okay, so you'll have to make a dex roll not to fall off your horse. But you also need to take 6 points of damage. Okay, you did not fall off your horse. But that's with the second arrow. I need a third arrow. 12. Okay, so it does 2 points of damage, and it's not strong enough to knock you off the horse. So you should have 2 wound lines right now. Because remember, you can heal each wound with first aid, as long as the first aid is done within an hour. All right, so we're going to jump to Sir Gwyneth. 3 arrows are coming your way.
Oh no!
I know, right? Hit, and a fumble. Okay, so 2 hits.
Okay.
10 bounced off your armor.
All right.
And 12. So you take what, 1 point of damage? Because you're extra furry?
Yeah, because it's 8 from the armor, 2 helmet, 10 for 11. Yeah.
Yep. So you take 1 point of damage. Is 12 more?
Ow!
Is 12 more than your knockdown?
My knockdown is 11.
So yes. So make a dex roll to see if you get knocked off your horse.
No, I'm good.
You did not get knocked off your horse. That is good. Okay, Sir Aubrey. Don't want to leave you out. You get 3 attacks, and we got a hit, and a miss. Okay, so 2 hits give you a 12.
That knocks him down. His knockdown is 9.
Okay, so you need to make a dex roll.
Is it not a horsemanship roll?
It is not. It is a dex roll.
All right.
Okay, you are not knocked down with the first attack. The second one does 10, which bounces off your armor, but it does more than your knockdown, so you got to roll a dex roll. Okay, nobody got knocked off their horse. That is, I'm surprised. I expected somebody to get knocked off their horse. But okay, so everybody's gotten a little bit of nicks or bruises on you. Nothing too drastic. A volley of arrows fly from the woods from the west side of the river. Each knight is targeted. Right. 3d6. Oh, wait a second. Okay. Backpedal. We're going to back it up. We're going to backpedal. Okay. But I know. Sir Pheromon, how many times did you get hit?
Only once.
Only once. Roll a d6.
Hey, just to let you know, some of your rolls you made says 3d8.
None of those show. Oh, there is one up there at the top. It says 3d8.
There's two of them.
Yeah, that's messed up. Okay, that second one, I'll roll 3d6. I'll re-roll that one. Okay, you rolled a 1. Okay, so that means your horse was hit. So you were not hit, because you only got hit once, right?
Yeah, I got hit once for 1 point of damage.
Okay, so it actually, well, that would have been 11, right?
Sorry, yeah, the damage was 11 and minus my 10 armor, so yeah, 1.
Right. But that actually didn't hit you. It actually hit your horse instead.
Oh, okay. So, okay.
And there's no armor on the horse, so all 11 goes to the horse.
Okay, so I didn't get hit.
You did
personally.
not. You did not get
Okay,
hit.
sweet.
Yeah, that's correct. And then Sir Sanson, you got hit twice, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I'll need 2d4. I'm sorry, 2d6. 1 through 4 is actually the horse. So you can just roll 2d. There we go. 5 and 5. Those were both you. Okay, now did I roll d8s on you? Is that what happened?
I'm not sure.
Sanson? No, that was the one after you because you made your dex roll and succeeded.
Oh, yeah, the 3d8s were against me, it looks like.
Yeah, the
Look-
16 and
I'm so targeted.
were against me.
Yeah, they were against you, so I'll have to re-roll those. But I need to see if they were horses or if they were you. They were both your horse. Because 1 through 4 is your horse. So let me roll the 3d6 instead. 3d6 twice.
6d6 damage. Poor horse.
Yeah. It's the same numbers, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll just take that wound away.
You take your wound away. And you know what your horse's stats are, right?
My Rouncy, yes, I do. No, I do not know the Rouncies.
It shouldn't be the Rouncy. It's your war horse.
Oh,
It doesn't-
okay.
yeah.
Then yes, I do.
Or yeah.
I've got all of the Charger stats.
Okay. All right. And then so that was you, and then Sir Aubrey, you were hit twice?
Twice.
Yeah, you were hit twice. Give me 2d6 to see if it was you or the horse. The 6 is you, the 1 is your horse.
So the first one
Was you.
is the one that did damage. So the second one did. Actually, I guess the horse has no armor, right? So
Correct.
it would have taken the full.
10, I think, is what it was. Or whatever.
Yeah,
No.
okay.
No. What did I do to you? 10, yeah. I think I did 12 and 10. Because you had to make 2 dex rolls. Yep. So the 12.
All right.
Yep.
I've recorded it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I'm sorry. I missed that line. Now, in the next instant, a dozen mounted knights spring from the woods.
There's
Not-
night.
Yeah, a dozen mounted knights. They all bear personalities.
I'll be right back.
Yep. Huh.
I think discretion may be the better part of valor here.
Yeah, I think you're right.
You're probably right, but I got 17 valorous, so
We're about to find
I'm
out.
probably going to be running in.
Just a second.
Tell that to Aubrey's 14 reckless.
Yeah, hang
Charging
on.
in.
Pendragon. Here it is. I'm uploading a token. There we go. All their shields have they're blue with golden griffins, and you guys can make recognize. They all have the same shield. So if you want to make a recognize roll, you can. I know Sanson will probably want to make a recognize roll. What's
Oh
going
my god, I
on?
fumbled again.
You think it's Sir Robert? Hey, that's
Why
Sir
you attacking
Robert's
us?
heraldry. Fail. Okay, well, we're gonna let Sanson come back. I don't know where he went. But he said he was gonna step away just for a second.
Actually, I'll be right back in just a moment or so.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Perfect timing.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, you
Let
can
me
make
roll recognize.
recognize. Good. I'm glad you heard. And Sean says it's all good until he took an arrow in the knee. All right. So you're making a recognize roll, and hopefully you don't get a failure.
Well,
All
I'm
right.
not good at it.
I jinxed you. All right. So nobody recognizes who this shield belongs to, but they all have the same shield, and they all look like a mix of knights. They don't all look like they're from one family or from one army. They look like a ragtag bunch of knights, but they're all carrying the same heraldry. So that's a little weird. Well, maybe not. Maybe they're mercenaries. Who knows? But there's more. That was just the knights.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to win this battle.
A dozen mounted knights spring from the woods. Their shields bear the same coat of arms. Behind them swarm uncounted hundreds of Saxon corals, brandishing spear and shield.
Okay, now it's really time to run.
There are clearly too many to fight.
Yeah.
And your knight's duty, regardless, is to ride hell for leather back to Duplain, where Count Salisbury is currently in residence, and deliver the news.
We'll go at full trot.
Okay, so basically you're going to turn the horses around and you're going to head off. Am I getting that correct? You don't have to make a valorous roll. You don't have to make a reckless roll unless you just want to throw your life away. That's up to you.
Now we have to be really reckless this day.
Right. There's no loss of honor, nothing like that. When you're outnumbered 5-1, in this case, it's actually more than that. You're outnumbered more than 20-1. 25, 30 to 1. Pretty close to 30 to 1. You don't have to make a roll for that.
So they basically declared war on us.
So what you're saying is there's no way they can get away from us.
That's what I'm saying. You could probably get one of them. So did you want to dash back?
Oh, I'm running.
Okay, that's Gwyneth is like, I'm out of here. What about and Sanson? I kind of got the impression that you're running as well.
Oh yeah.
I
What
As is Aubrey.
Aubrey, what are you doing? Oh, you said as well
Aubrey
as
is
you?
also running.
Okay.
Yeah.
Paramount, you do have a duty to
So-
report this back.
Yeah. Quick question: Are they the ones holding the bows?
There are
These knights?
no there are people in the woods that have a bow.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
These are the
well,
ones
so
coming.
there's even more
These
of
are the
them.
ones coming out of the woods.
Oh yeah, I guess. I actually wanted to challenge one, but some sort of deal. But maybe it's probably better to run. I guess. You know what? Can I test my Valorous to see if he'll stay?
No, you can stay if you want. There's no roll. You can stay if you want, and we'll just make a new character. That's okay. Or if they knock you out, then they might take you prisoner, and then ransom you off. That's entirely a possibility.
Well, I guess. Look, I guess. I think Faramond, as valorous as he is, he's seeing his three fellow knights, retreating to report back to.
Yeah, you gotta stay with them to protect them.
Yeah, so I think. I mean, they're attacking us. It's
This
unlikely
is
that I'm going to be able to challenge
this is
anyone.
not.
So.
This would not be considered valorous to charge in against 150 men.
Sure, and there's no loss to honor, right?
No lost honor.
We have
If
to protect the flank.
If it's 5-1 or more, there's not a loss of any kind of honor.
Yeah, all good. So Faramond will turn his horse around and follow Gwyneth, Sanson, and Aubrey.
Okay, so they pursue after you. So this is the deal. You get to make a roll, and you get to add the speed of your horse. What is the speed? Not add. That's what you're rolling against. What is the speed of your horse?
16.
16. Okay. So what you're doing is you're trying to roll a 16 or less to succeed.
I got a 16.
Okay, so you successfully get away.
Sorry, is this just a flat roll or a
It's just a
horsemanship roll?
just a
or-
flat roll. You're just trying to beat the. Okay, Sanson gets away.
You see, I
Aubrey
was
gets away.
absolutely considering fighting the knights.
I rolled a 1d10. I cheated.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah, I noticed that.
You're the worst. And you-
He fumbles it.
Okay, you technically are the worst. Okay. Okay, and Sir Faramond, I need a D20 roll,
Yeah.
or you can stay with Sir Aubrey, seeing that his horse is stumbling.
Yeah, I guess just a quick question. I don't have any horse stats. Like, I don't have any, con and all that stuff for the horse.
I'll read them off really quickly if you're ready.
Yeah, I'll
It's on your character character
charger,
sheet.
It's size 40.
On your character sheet, there's a spot
character
to put all
sheet,
your
size
stat.
40.
Yeah,
horse.
above equipment and arms.
Got it, yeah. Warhorse, right? Size 40.
Yeah, Dex 1-3, 13, Strength 3-2, 32, and Con 15, 1-5, and its HP is 55. And movement 16, and armor 4, I believe.
Was Aubrey's horse injured in the
Thank you very much
battle?
for
The fight?
Yes, it was. It took 6 points of damage because
Okay, how far am I ahead from Aubrey?
How far ahead?
Oh wait,
Just,
it took 5.
you don't
points of
have to be.
damage because-
You don't
yeah.
have to be faster. You just have to not be last.
I'm going to try to swing around and pick Audrey off his horse.
What?
He's more important than the horse.
That is not true.
Yeah, it is true.
Your horse Okay, if you want to do that, you can, and they will guarantee to catch up to you. But you can do that next round. This round, he's fumbling. And next round, you can jump. You can ride back, try to pick him up, or whatever.
If he falls behind again, I'm gonna go back for him.
Yeah. Okay, so because you fumbled, you're getting 3 more arrows. And they all hit. So
On archers are on horseback.
no, they all hit. I already rolled. They that's what I was rolling. The 5, 6, 6. Those all hit you.
I gotcha.
Yep, they all hit you. So here's the damage. 15 on 1, 13 and 8. I think the 8 does not beat your knockdown, right?
No, but
Okay.
the other 2 do. So that's 5 and 3 damage, so 8 more damage, and then 2 knockdown rolls.
Correct.
Oh, you're gonna have to roll to hit the horse or not?
I already did. I did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Womp womp. Does he need to roll for the other one if he failed this one?
No. Well, yeah, you don't have to. You're on the ground. Okay. I do believe that falling off your horse does some damage, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. It's probably like 2d6 or something like that. And I think you have more armor than that. Okay, so yeah, you hit the ground. So he is not on his horse. So on the next round, Sanson's riding back to pick you up, to throw you up on your horse, while the
I'll keep my shield up so I can have the shield.
okay. Oh wait, that wasn't okay. Hold on. Back up. You did not get hit. I forgot. You're aware of these attacks. Your shield gives them a -10 to hit you. Where's my 3d20s?
So instead,
Wait, did I roll a
Is,
2, a 1, and an 11? Is that what I rolled?
yes.
Oh, okay. Well, the 2 and the 1 would have hit you, but the 11 would not have. Because that would have been a 12
Okay, so same
and
result either
11.
way.
Okay. Yeah, same result. Okay. All right. But yeah, you get your shield, so you would have got a -10 to missile attacks. But you also get 6 armor.
6 additional armor?
So you
Yeah,
got 6
yeah.
armor all of it.
Yeah, you get 6 additional armor.
Okay, in that case,
You wouldn't
he
take
would
any
have taken no damage, but
no
he still would
damage.
have had to make a knockdown roll.
Correct. So you did get knocked off your horse, but you didn't take any damage.
All right.
Yeah, we'll get it figured out. Okay, so Sir Sanson has decided that he's going to
Sorry,
ride
just
back.
quickly.
Yep.
Sorry to interrupt. Pheromone hasn't done his escape roll yet, so I might be. If I don't escape, I'll probably be with Aubrey. If I'm going to fall, like if I get hit with arrows, right?
It's possible.
I haven't done the 1d20 roll. Sorry.
Why not?
Oh, I'm just about to now. I was getting the horse stats.
Right, I know. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's all good.
4.
Oh, you're
Oh,
good.
yeah, you're totally fine.
Sweet. Sorry.
Yeah, you just needed to get a 16 or less. All right, so Sanson's coming back to pick you up. I've already moved the oncoming knights. So,
I'll try to grab the horse as well because without him on top of the horse would be able to move fast.
okay, you can do one or the other. You can grab Aubrey or you can grab the horse.
He could jump on my horse, and I could grab the other horse. Right.
They're not together.
Oh, now, okay, I'll just grab Aubrey then. The horse is not important.
Okay. What about Sir Gwyneth
he'll
or
say,
what about Gwyneth and Pheromone? What would you like to do this round?
I'm having my horse beat rocks.
Okay. Pheromone?
Well, Pharamon's close. I'm assuming Pharamon's close by because he was the last to run, so he might. I mean, does it look like Sanson needs any help getting Aubrey up, or
Well, they
if not,
haven't.
Pheromone will just keep going?
Well, it's up to
You
you
can
to
grab, you
decide.
can grab his horse by the
Oh yeah,
rope.
I'll grab his horse. There you go. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. So Sir Pheromone kind of rides up to the horse, grabbing the reins and kind of pulling it along. Aubrey, you need to make a dex roll to get up on Sanson's horse.
Well, we have it posted if I put my arm down to grab on.
We'll give him a +5.
Okay, the +5 makes it then.
Yeah. Okay. So you succeed. Okay. So everybody gets away because the knights don't pursue very far. Okay. They pursue you until like the next thicket of woods, and then stop, turn around. The men on foot are still coming up. They're running, but they're not as fast as your horses, so they can't catch up. So you get away. And you make it back to Duplain. Yeah, they have 30 knights, most of them mercenaries, and hundreds of Saxon warriors. On the other hand, Count Salisbury has you 4, Sir Leo, and 10 guards.
Oh, we don't have our army? Wow.
No. You got 10 guards and you 6, and that's it.
Oh, we got the walls. Though.
And you have the wall. And the stout walls of Duplain Castle is what it says. Okay, so so you guys ride. Yeah, you guys ride into Duplain. What do you guys want to do?
I'm going to report to Robert that they crossed the border with hundreds of soldiers.
Hundreds?
Hundreds.
Okay.
We were just able to get out of it with our lives.
Yeah, you guys, some of you have arrows in you. All right. So, does anybody want or need, because this happened within the last hour, you can do some first aid. Each wound can receive first aid. Let's start with Sir Gwyneth. Did you take any damage?
No, but my horse did.
Okay, we're not going to worry about that. Sir Sanson? Sir Sanson, did you take any?
Out if anyone here has first aid ability, because I don't.
That's why I'm asking.
Aubrey has 13 first aid.
Don't worry about it. Don't.
I got 2 wounds.
Okay, so you got 2 wounds. Okay. If you want to do first aid, you can. There is someone in the keep that's got a 15.
Yeah, that would be great. My first aid sucks.
Well, if you do it on yourself, if you do it while you're wounded, you get a -10.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see if I can get someone.
Yeah. There's one of the guards. He's really good at first aid. You said you had 2.
Okay.
All right. How much damage did the first one have?
The first one is 6.
Okay. So you can go ahead and roll the D20 if you want. You're looking to get a 15 or less. Yep. So you can take immediately, you can remove your healing rate, which is probably a 3 or a 4.
The other wound was 1 damage.
Okay, you still can roll for that one if you want. You don't have to. You can leave it wounded. but I would roll. And even though, okay, you failed. Okay, so that heals 0. So, so what's your healing rate?
3.
3? Okay. So the first one was 6, right? So you would take 3 off of it.
There we go.
And then erase the wound. I don't see where you've adjusted your hit points.
Yeah, I didn't raise it back up to 3.
No, I still see that you have 29 hit points.
No. My sheet says 24.
Okay. Maybe I didn't link it correctly.
Yeah, maybe you didn't link those.
Yeah, that's entirely possible. Yeah, you got current hit points 24. That is correct. Yeah, and both of those wounds have already been attended to, so you can delete both of them. Yeah, let me see.
Got some minor damage.
Aha. $29 is your max, right?
That's
Is that-
correct.
Yeah, okay. There you go. Now it should be correct. I had it listed towards your hit points when actually the number should be current hit points.
Uh-huh.
Learn something every day. And
So you had max hit points.
Yeah, I got everybody at hit points instead of current hit points. Gwyneth, you're down to 14 hit points? That doesn't sound right.
Yeah. Oh, wait, the month was only enough to get me out of
Oh, you
what's
were
it
on
called?
you were wounded still.
Yeah, the month was only enough to get me out of debilitated.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, as soon as like all these guys start pouring out of the I turned and ran.
Did you
My
get
everything still hurts.
Did you get wounded today?
No.
Okay. So
It hit the horse.
no healing for you. Okay, and Sanson already got his. What about you, Aubrey? Did you get hit?
Yeah, he took a minor 2 damage wound.
Okay, if you want to roll a 15 or less, you can heal your healing rate of whatever it is. Do you have 24 hit points or 23 hit points? Why does it say 23?
23, I believe.
But you got current hit points at 24, so I don't understand that.
Oh, it was 21 for me on my sheet.
Okay.
He may have 24.
What is your maximum hit points? Do you know your maximum? Is it 24?
Yeah,
is your
24
max?
is his maximum.
Okay.
But before he gets treated, he will counsel Lord Robert that he must flee and that there's too many of them and that we can't hold them here.
Okay. Yeah, I still see that you got 24 on your character sheet.
Oh, well, I just rolled 1d6, so I just rolled under the first aid thing, so he healed up, right?
Right. So you would delete that wound, and if you look up above that where it says current hit points, that's where you track your total.
Yeah, so I moved that back up to 24.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. He's like, okay, let's gather our gear and let's get the hell out of here then. Let's run. And as
Don't we have to protect Duplain?
yeah. Well, but going to get yes, but going to get a bigger army might be smart as well. So it's all semantics. Okay.
Oh, I thought you said we didn't have no army. That's what I'm saying.
Not here. Okay.
Yeah, this is just the place we're visiting.
Yeah, this is just a place you're visiting.
I know that.
Yeah, the army's at home. The king keeps his armies in his sleeveys.
Yeah, all 20 of them. Remember how big I told you his army was? Okay.
Also, there is no king, right? Now in
No,
Yeah.
there's no
our
king.
home.
We could send a messenger to Sauron to get the army to come.
I mean,
But a messenger only travels as fast as a horse, so
they're not going to break into the walls. Or they're not likely to break into the walls within a day. We should have time to go there, get help, and come back.
Okay.
And then we'll
immediately
So,
they could overwhelm the
concern-
walls immediately in an assault if they have any ladders.
They're only palisades. Without our help, they're not going to be able to hold.
Hang on, guys. I'm trying to talk. Sir Pheromon, do you have any wounds at all?
No.
Okay. So you're fresh. Okay.
Yeah, just my horse.
Just your
But
horse.
not me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah. So, while we'll figure something out. And so as you guys are gathering your belongings, and the squires are readying your horses and you guys are like all ready to go, you can't leave. You're in the afternoon, hundreds of Saxons surround Duplain. They set up camp about 100 yards of the wooden keep. So, if you were to ride out, they would be there witnessing this.
Oh, we could do it at nighttime in the cover of dark.
Maybe at
We'll
nighttime.
we'll have to cover whoever rides out.
A herald rides forth. And I assume everybody's like on the parapet looking over the wall at the herald because Robert and Leo are. I assume you guys are as well.
Yeah.
He says, I represent King Cerdic. And these are the king's terms. The submission of Salisbury to Wessex, as well as recompense for the cost of raising this army. And Robert says, those terms are unacceptable. Go away and tell your king that I refuse. And even if I was to accept, I don't trust Cerdic to keep his word. All right.
Yeah, there was some crazy things anyway.
Okay, while you guys are basically now just basically waiting, because nobody's going to go riding out, and like you said, there might be a possibility to ride out at night or something like that. But you can see, you can tell that Robert and Leo, they have gears turning in their head, like they're like, oh man, I wonder what we can do. I don't wonder, they're basically constantly, they're mumbling to themselves. They're thinking. Robert's standing on the wall, just looking and watching, like, trying to come up with an idea. And while this is happening, they're setting up little tents, like little pup tents, not big, huge pavilions. These look like a two-man army tent, a two-sided tent.
Yeah, I got it.
But you also see that there are some of them digging a ditch. You see some digging a ditch, and you see some bringing wood from the forest, the nearby forest. They're planning to build something. You don't know what that is.
Are they building a siege weapon?
Well, you can make an awareness test. Anybody that would like to make an awareness test.
Pretty sure they are.
Well, they haven't built anything yet, really. Another failure.
Yeah.
A
We're
fumble.
doing that.
Hey, you got dust in your eyes, Aubrey. You can put a check by it. Oh, wait. Gwyneth, you recognize.
Success.
Good job, man.
You'll notice that some of the Saxons have wandered away. Like, they were asked to dig, and instead of digging, they just walked away. They are probably, this is a guess on your part, and obviously it's a success, but no, they're probably going to the hamlet of Bosington and Pittlesworth to maybe do some pillaging. Okay. Yeah,
This is bad.
Pittlesworth is directly to the south, and Bosington is directly to the north. Yeah, all within walking distance. Yeah, so you notice that some of them have left and have gone to do some pillaging instead of building or doing engineering. What would you like to do with that knowledge?
I don't know if there
I'm
is
going
any.
to. Oh man, I'm going to point it out to somebody. I'm just not sure who. Is Robert still nearby?
Yeah, he's standing. He's on the wall with you, just
Okay, we're still on the
staring
wall.
out. He's watching. He's just not making his awareness test.
Yeah, ask the guard, do you have a warning, some type of warning signal for attacks on the Duplain? Like,
So I go up to Robert and
yeah,
I tap his shoulder.
Which is, I'm going to answer
And-
Hanson. We can scream because the place is not big enough for everybody can hear everybody else. Okay, so you tap him on the shoulder.
Yeah, and I point at the guys that are walking, that are just leaving. Should we give them chase? They've splintered off. At least take out some of them.
you have an army between them and you.
Bringing this to Robert's attention earns you 10 glory.
Oh wow.
He says, "I've got it." It's clear. He's basically talking to you like he's bouncing ideas off you, really. But he's talking to you like as if he was talking to himself, if that makes sense. But he says, "I've got it. They've got wagons. This is going to be a long siege. Most likely ending in death from famine or disease. Even if
Robert, I will go and try to make it to at nighttime.
so, you're
I'll
going to
try
try
to
to you're going to interrupt him. Okay. Is that what you want to do? You want to walk up to him and say, "I'm waiting till night"?
I'll wait till you finish.
Okay. He says, even if the castle doesn't fall, the Saxon locusts will ravage the surrounding lands. So, an hour before morning, be prepared. I will rouse. I will have a plan by this morning. And you wanted to say something? What do you want to say?
If you want me to, I'll ride out and take the chance to get through the lines tonight.
I think that's a really good idea. But hold off until I can finalize my idea.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah. I think that's something we could do. Maybe.
Aubrey will turn to Robert and say, I beg of you, my lord, please consider escaping under the cover of night. I fear we cannot hold this place against such a force.
You're probably right. Let me sleep.
Perhaps we could work on removing a section of the wall to escape once night descends. They'll be watching the gates.
Right. Well, they're actually all the way around. They're 360. So, but yeah, they will be focusing on the gates. Yeah, let me think about this. I'll let you know in the morning before dark, before light. Okay, so everybody tends to your wounds, right? If you nobody got debilitated, so nobody got like an unconscious or a major wound, so you're not debilitated. You're just, some of you have low hit points, but that's okay. And your horses are all not. They're being taken care of by the squires. You are awoken in the middle of the morning, middle of the night. Sir Leo and Sir Robert wake you all up. I've got a plan. There are four horses that are, I don't know what you call them, a courser. They're basically like a racing horse. They have a movement rate of 20, and I would like you four, because Leo and I and our squires will stay behind. I'm not going to leave. I have to give the impression that we're still here. And even though you're not going to be still here, I want you to ride out as fast as you can through their lines, travel northeast to the city of Silchester. It's not on this map, I don't think. In the very upper right-hand corner, you'll see where it says, it's It should be Silchester, and it's got an arrow pointing off the map. Go speak to Duke Ulfus. Ask for his help. And let the Duke know that I promise to become his vassal if he comes to help.
Your Lordship, wouldn't it be easier for one person to make it through the lines than a whole group? Plus, you probably need help defending the Duplain. I could go by myself if you wish.
Okay. One might be faster or less conspicuous, but the other three people sitting around playing this game will sit here and watch you play the game.
Okay,
Also, this gives us 4 chances rather than 1.
It does give you a stronger chance. Like you said, one might get an arrow and killed, and the other one might be able to break out. If you have to split up, then they would have to also pursue different paths. But I recommend staying together because there's always strength in numbers. If you run into maybe some looters or some bandits out there that are doing their thing, you don't want to be all by yourself. And there's no way they can't see through the palisades. So there's no way that they would know how many of us there are left in the keep. If I was standing here all by myself, I could well, maybe not all by myself, but if I was here with Leo and the squires, we can make it look like there's more of us than there really are. It doesn't look like they're trying to get close to siege try to breach the walls. They are sieging us, but they're trying to maybe starve us out, which is going to take at least a week or two. So we've got time.
If we make it through the lines, my lord, you want us to stop in Byzantine to stop the pillaging before we go head out? Since we're going late.
No, I don't. I don't want to sound like. I don't want to sound like I'm callous or uncaring, but
I'm just asking, my lord.
It was a very good question. It's very honorable to do something like that. I don't want you to be distracted, if that makes sense. I don't want you to accidentally get, stabbed through the chest when you've got a message to deliver. So I don't want you to veer from your mission, but I know that sounds bad because if they're pillaging, but I think it would be better to have an army come south to free us of this menace than just a handful of looters.
You don't have to explain yourself, my lord. We'll move at all possible haste.
Well, I know I don't have to explain myself, but I want to explain myself. You know,
Right.
we're brothers in arms. Yeah, speak to Duke Ulfus and let him know that I will be forever in his debt, and I would swear to be his vassal if he comes to protect. And we have 4 rested coursers, and it's 30 miles to Silchester.
And if you could have some of the guards with crossbows to cover our escape, anyone that pursues us.
By the time you reach the enemy lines, you'll be out of range. Plus, you're going at night. We can't see that far.
My lord, might I beg a token of you to present to Duke Ulfus when we arrive to show we truly carry your words?
What do you suggest?
I I'm not quite sure what he would have, but it could be anything from like a
Do you have
ring
a
or
signet ring?
You're not giving that up. If I knew how to write, I would write him a message. But I trust that he's an honorable man and that you will be convincing.
Aubrey
We have
nods
not.
and says that
Yeah, Duke Olphus and I have not been very friendly in the past, but I know him to be an honorable man. And basically, just he would have no reason to doubt your words. But there's a chance that he might not agree with you. So, okay, here, take my lance. It's painted in my colors, and it's got a ribbon. It's got like a pennant on the top that's in with this heraldry. So, yeah, just carry my lance, and
Okay,
say,
we'll
you
move
know,
out post haste, my lord.
yeah. And that is very that's something I hadn't thought about, him not believing us. I just figured everybody just would just like understand. But okay. But you're right, he might not understand. All right. So you guys make ready, you got your coursers. Those of you that have some bound wounds, some, pull your arrow out of your knee, but actually it wasn't, it was in the horse. But you don't have to worry about those horses. They're going to be well taken care of. You guys are taking new coursers. This might be something you need to know. Stats of a courser. I might need to know this as well. Okay, this should be under my handouts. Core rule book. Cables. Horses. riding horses. Here we go. Is a courser on there? It is. Okay. Okay, the second one from the bottom. Courser. Oh, and by the way, you have combat horses. They have natural armor. Just the thickness of their skin. So reduce their wounds by 5. They have a natural armor of 5.
Chargers, not coursers, you mean?
Good to know.
Yeah, the charger.
They have natural armor.
Your warhorse has a natural armor of 5. But yeah, you guys are getting coursers for this trip.
They have a natural armor of 5 as well.
Yes, they do. They also have what's called an ambling gait. This is a special rule. It basically means that when they're running, you on the rider are considered to be steady. So you're not like bouncing up and down when you're riding. You're gliding. So I don't know, if you had an arrow or a bow or something, you wouldn't get a minus.
And it's a comfier ride.
And it is a much comfier ride. And it helps when you're not trying to aggravate wounds. But none of you have wounds that are in threat of being aggravated, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay.
Oh, one of you has a crossbow, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay, while we're
Aubrey
running,
has a light crossbow, but he's not going to shoot it at a person. He doesn't want to lose honor.
Would he lose honor automatically for shooting it at an honorless Saxon dog?
Yes.
All right, then he will not. Well, we'll see. Never say never.
Never say never. If you were on the other side of the river and they were about to kill a lady tied to a tree, and the only thing you had was that crossbow to shoot across the river, you would not lose honor. All right. So this is a it's going to take a while for you to get 30 miles. And through the woods. The best way to go would be to ride up the road and then up this deer trail, all the way up. Like, I don't know, maybe if I had a way to draw a line, we'll do freehand. And I'm going to draw red just because it's cool. Okay. This way and then up that way. And then probably this way. Something like that. Okay. So as the mist rises in the morning, it's very misty out. And you guys, there is a hidden, this is something you didn't know, but now you know. There is a hidden door. Somebody was talking about like opening the wall or breaching the wall. Surprisingly enough, someone has thought about that already ahead of time, and it's called the postern gate. They have this gate in the back that is used, or a Sally gate, or however you want to, whatever you want to call it, but it's actually called the postern gate, where you can, the wall actually will fall down over the ditch, and then you can just ride out, and then they'll have to, with ropes, they'll pull the wall back up and put it back into place. So they have this kind of like, I don't know, a secret door, a hidden door, hidden gate. And it's a misty morning, so it's very hard to kind of see where you're going, but you get the idea. So as the wall slams down onto the ground and your thundering hooves run across the wooden parapet, which is not.
You say that, might we have wrapped rags around our
Nope.
horses' feet?
Nope. You don't have time for that. Well, you would have had to have stopped and taken those off for a long journey, and that's not. You guys got to get out of here. And you guys aren't like trying to be quiet. You're trying to be fast. If they had any kind of rags or anything like that, it would still make a hell of a lot of noise going across this wall and the dirt and everything else. And the horses aren't, first of all, they're not war horses. They're riding horses. They make all kinds of noise. They're not trained for subtlety. Your horses, or your steeds, I should say, break out across towards the Saxon encampment. They're surprised. They weren't expecting this. They're like, "Oh my gosh, what just happened?" They didn't even have their weapons in their hands. You guys just blast past them. Okay. Now there's a game mechanic. It's called The Pursuit. Oh, look at me drawing on the map. Okay. You get a head start because you blast past them, and they're like, "Alarm! Alarm! Hey, some of these guys are trying to get away." Okay. Right. Okay. Okay, it says you guys need to decide if you're going to ride as a single group or split up. If you ride as a group, you take the worst result of the die rolls. Basically, you can only go as fast as the slowest member. If you split up, then, like if you go into pairs of two, then each group would have to roll, and they would roll for the lower. But then you would be on your own, and you would only be in twos.
What's everybody's horsemanship?
I think everyone has a high horsemanship.
Yeah. Remember, your die rolls are not against horsemanship. It's against the speed of your horses.
Oh.
Which is 20, so you can't lose.
It's a 20. Yeah, horsemanship is for something very specific, and that's not this.
Let's stay in a group.
I mean, you got a 20. That's like really hard to fail. You can't fumble. You can't fail, really, 1 to 20, right? But
In that case, then I guess we should stick together.
But it is opposed rolls against the pursuers. So if you roll 3s and they roll 4s and still succeed, well, they beat you.
Oh, it'd be kind of hard to hit a target on a horse going at full gallop.
It
You
is.
would get minuses, I would believe.
Okay, it says assume each round of rolls takes an hour, and then it requires 6 rounds, or I should say, it will take 6 rounds for something to happen, before something happens. So I'm supposed to, there is a I don't know why. There we go. 1, 2, 3. It's like a racetrack. That's why I put this green section on the side. Okay. That should be 6 lines. Okay. There are 12 knights pursuing you. You are actually 1 line ahead of them. And that's what I get for not going for a selection tool. So yeah, you guys are here, and they are there. And I'll need to split them up if you guys split up. They have horses with a 16 movement, remember, like your guys. So you guys are much faster than them, or at least it's easier to succeed on your rolls. But remember, we're going to take the lower of all of your rolls. Or I should say the lower of, yeah. If at any point you occupy the same zone, then there's something they could intercept you or be lost in the forest, or you can lose the pursuers, or something could happen. Okay, so basically each one of these lines takes approximately an hour to traverse. Page 46, huh? Okay. That doesn't make sense. Oh, of course. Didn't put me on the page I wanted. Yeah, okay, well, it says everyone makes an unopposed roll against their normal movement rate. A success moves you forward 1 line, while a critical advances you 2. Failure means no advancement, while a fumble requires a dex roll or horsemanship. And a failed roll there would mean your horse is lame or winded or something bad happens to the horse. So don't fumble. But you can't on a roll of 1 to 20. And that's called a chase round. Okay, it is possible for the pursuers to catch up. And at that point, it's going to be weapon skill rolls because you guys will be fighting from horseback, basically. Or you'll have the opportunity to, if you want. Well, I'll tell you when it happens. Okay, so you guys are all going to stay together. That's what I heard. Okay, so this first, you guys only have 5 to go, and they're 1 behind you, so they can't. If you all advance, then they won't be able, unless they crit, they won't be able to catch up. But then they'll all have to crit. So everybody make a die roll. You're all going to succeed automatically. Right? Okay. Okay. So how is this different with the Saxons? Because I thought it said opposed. See the breakout rules. Okay. Assume each round takes about an hour. One line ahead, 20 versus 16. Oh, I roll for every single one of them. Okay, I don't roll them as a group. Okay, that's where the difference is. Okay, so I'm rolling versus a 16, and I'm going to roll 12 times. There's 1, there's 2. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. Okay. 10 of them are there. See if it actually worked. Yeah, okay. So 4 of them are behind, and wait a second. Let's do it this way. There we go. That didn't work. Okay, so not I rolled 12. How did I get 10 and 4? Hold on, what's going on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so 2. 2 of them fell behind. That didn't change. Oh, because of, okay. There we go. All right, simple enough. Nobody caught you. You guys all made your rolls. Because I'm just trying to see if anybody fumbles and you can't, because even if you roll a 20, it's not a fumble. But if you roll a 20, it is a critical, and so you have a chance to move 2 spaces if you want to like right ahead. So everybody gets to roll again. I only see 3 rolls from the party. Gwyneth is falling asleep again. And he's muted. Is there a way to ping him? Okay. Gwyneth didn't roll. Somebody would like to roll for him? Could be me, but... There we go. Okay, that was his first roll. Now the second one. And everybody passed the second one as well. Give me a second one for him. Okay. So I'm going to roll 10 times for my first group and 2 times for the last group. Oh my gosh. Luckily, I'm not fumbling. Okay, give me a second. Here and there, and there's one because he didn't make it. He's stumbling. He's probably going to fall out of the group. And then the 10. Oh, they all made it. Okay. All right. Well, this guy's like way back there. He's not keeping up with you guys. Okay, this is actually pretty smooth, pretty easy to roll. Okay, so I thought it was going to be a little bit more complicated than this, but this is really just you're just following the road, just trying to stay ahead of these guys. You have faster horses than them. It's like if you were using your horses, Aubrey would have fell back by 1. Okay, so everybody roll again for the next line. Fairmont made it. Aubrey, you guys are doing good, actually, really good. And Sanson, you can go ahead and roll twice. Oh, you did. Perfect. And you still made it. Okay, everybody's good to go, but nobody crit. I didn't expect it. I'm going to do 10 rolls here. Hopefully I can crit. That way I can catch up. Anybody got a 16? Oh, I got 1 guy. That's not necessarily good. Okay. So one of the knights, and I'm going to say it's this guy because he's not going to catch up. One of them is in your zone. Okay. You can, if you want, you can turn and fight him, or you can continue to ride. Just a second. Let's see what it says. Assume each roll, blah, 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 da, 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 da. If at any point 1 or more knights occupy a position with the Saxon pursuer, after everyone has completed their rolls for the chase, you have a choice. You can either veer off the path and hope to lose the pursuer into the forest, or you can turn and charge your pursuer. If you lose them, you go to a section called Into the Woods. If you wheel about, you can charge. Well, remember, these are coursers and not war horses.
And would it slow us down to charge?
That's what I'm
them?
checking. That's what I'm checking because, yes, if the fight lasts for more than 10 rounds, you're considered stationary.
10 rounds is quite a while.
10 rounds, especially when there's 4 of you. And there's only one of him.
So if we all turned around and gang initiated this force action, as long as we don't take more than 10 rounds, it wouldn't slow us down?
Correct.
Yeah, we don't actually have to turn around. We could fight them while they're on the side of us.
Well, he's charging you with a lance. Right? So you would need to turn and charge him with a lance or just get stuck in the back.
Oh, we got shields though. We don't. Once they charge with a lance, then we could attack them with swords, right?
Well, when you charge each other, you pass each other up. You're forced to go past them. You have to go at least half of your movement speed, which in this case is 20, so you have to go at least 10 past them and turn around. So it would be almost like jousting.
Yeah, and you take a penalty if you're charging. You take a penalty to use anything but a spear with a kite shield, but also you get a penalty if you're charging against someone who has a long weapon when you have a short weapon. So ideally, I think, we just turn around and all try to spear this guy. He came into the wrong neighborhood.
He came into the wrong neighborhood. He is okay. I'm not gonna make you roll. Well, maybe I should attack at least once because I'm thinking 4 of you are gonna just spear him to death. I mean, you all could fumble. I doubt it. What is the penalty for being on a riding horse? And not a war horse. I think you just have to make a horsemanship roll to be allowed to attack, I think. Combat horses.
Riding a non-combat trained horse in combat requires the rider to attempt the control mount action each round before attempting any other actions. Furthermore, horses untrained for combat react very poorly to wounds.
Yeah.
And if a character rides a non-combat trained horse into combat, the player must attempt a control mount action with a -5 modifier at the start of each combat round.
Okay, it's -5. Okay. Yeah. So I think it's just a -5 horsemanship to be allowed to charge him.
So you guys want to go into the woods instead and try to lose it?
If you go into the woods, you'll be off the road.
Yeah, no.
Nah, let's shank this guy.
FYI, none of you are carrying a map. Maps are hard to come by.
Horsemanship chest.
Yeah,
Chest,
yeah.
Horsemanship test -5.
If you're going to attack him, I assume that's what everybody's goal is to turn and attack him. That's a pretty good roll. that's also a pretty good roll. So Aubrey for sure. Who is that? Gwyneth for sure. Fairmont for sure. And he was going to attack. I'm going to roll a d4. He was going to attack Aubrey, but he gets a minus 15 just because he's being attacked by a million of you guys. Oh, you failed. Okay, so your horse doesn't want to turn around and fight.
How high is your horsemanship, sir? You got -5, you know.
A 9 would be a critical, still success. But yeah, any horsemanship test would receive that -5. Everybody should have at least a 10, I think. But it looks like Sir Fairmont probably had a 14. -5 is 9. He would have criticaled. But either way.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. I didn't realize about the mod. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. Luckily it worked. Works out. Okay. So I'm going to attack Aubrey with a -10. I don't even know what my skills are. Hang on. Let me pull my card up. Is it a handout? It might. Nope. Is it an asset? Nope. Appendix? Yes. Battle card NPCs.
It's only a 2d6 damage. For a Courser, it would be 66 for our Chargers, but alas.
Yeah. What can you do? This guy has a normal to hit of 15, so he has to roll a 5. I don't think I'm going to make it. What'd I get? I don't even know. Hey, he hits! Okay. So I hit you for 6. No, wait. You get to roll. You get to counter that.
Roll charge?
Yep. And you can. Okay. When you roll charge, you have to roll the lower of charge or horsemanship.
All right. And would he be able to invoke his hate Saxons passion?
Absolutely. Okay.
There we go.
So that's a +5. Okay, so you have a success with a 15. I have a success with a 4. So you hit me for damage. So roll your horse's damage, which is probably quite a bit. 5 dice maybe, something like that. I know you didn't do just 6 damage.
Oh, that was weird. It should have been, it was 2d6, and so it's 2 plus 4 is what he rolled.
Oh, that's right. The Courser only does 2 dice.
Yeah.
Okay, it can be your horse or your personal damage, whichever is higher.
Okay, in which case his personal damage is 4d6. So
2 more dice. 2 more dice. 9? Okay.
There we go, 15 damage
So
total.
15. Okay, that is...
And he's using Duke Robert's lance.
Yeah, he's okay, so it's got blood on it. Yeah, he's knocked off the horse and he's on the ground bleeding out. Maybe. What's his armor? Nope, it doesn't even beat his armor. Okay. So you didn't beat his armor. Hang on.
But is he unhorsed?
That's what I'm checking. He's probably unhorsed, though. Because his knockdown is 13. You did more than that. So he has to make a dex roll, which is 12. He's not knocked off his horse. Okay. Sir Pharamond, you can attack him.
Yep. So that's 2d6, right?
No, it's a d20, and
Sorry.
you're trying to roll less than either your horsemanship or your charge, whichever is lower. So on your character sheet, you will click the button for charge or horsemanship, whichever is lower. If you set up a weapon like lance, you can change it. Okay. But that's all right. Now he gets to roll in defense. He just doesn't do any damage to you. And he's minus 10. Did it roll? It did. Okay, I rolled a 16. Okay, so I failed. You succeeded. So you do damage to him. So what is your personal damage? Middle right of your character sheet.
Character damage.
Character damage 46.
Yep, so you roll 4 dice. And you did 14, which his armor stops that. No, it doesn't. Well, hold on, yes, it does. He has 12.
I
with
can't
all-
do the shield.
Right, so he has 12 armor, so you did 2 points of damage to him. But then you did more than his knockdown by 1, so he has to make a dex 12 roll. Okay, he's knocked off his horse.
Okay.
And Gwyneth, you actually get a bonus. Because this, even though it is declared simultaneously, it doesn't actually happen simultaneously. It's like boom, boom, boom. But when you come in and attack him, he's already been dehorsed. So you get the +5 for being above him. You don't get the +5 for being a longer weapon than him, just because he was using a lance. But he gets a minus. He still gets his minus 10. Which in this case,
Well.
he's looking for a 5 or less to succeed.
I have
Okay.
9 charge and 12 horsemanship, so I guess I'm rolling charge, but would that get the +5?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes it 14, so now horsemanship is the low one.
No.
So horsemanship it is.
No. You get the
Okay.
number, the lower of the two,
Yeah,
and then you add.
so charge.
Then you add 5.
Okay,
No.
but
Yeah, the lower of the two, and then you add 5.
okay, but that would make it 14. So
That's fine.
wouldn't horsemanship be the limiter with 12?
No.
Or it's okay. So this is
That's already
This
been
is
worked
separate
into
from-
the.
okay.
Yes, already been worked in. Right. You just take the
Okay.
lower of the two and then add all your modifiers.
and then the kite shield is -2 to weapon skills when mounted.
If not charging.
Oh, if not charging. Right. Okay. Success.
Yeah, and your success was better than his success, so he doesn't get to use his shield. I mean, no, he gets to use his shield because he succeeded.
Right.
It's your horse or your personal damage, whichever is more.
Right. So it'll be. Remind me, we have 2 damage numbers on the horse.
I'll be a character because
No,
of course-
your horse has 2d6.
Yeah.
That's what it has.
Yeah, coursers only have 1 value. It's the war horses that have 2.
Okay. Okay.
You want to use character.
So yeah, it'd be character.
A small person
Which-
might not want to use it per character.
Well, for me.
What is it? 4 dice?
Yeah.
Yeah, roll.
13.
Okay, so his armor blocks all of that. And that doesn't beat his knockdown, which he's already on the ground, but you did nothing.
Okay.
But now he's on the ground. And he pulls a arming sword out. And I'm going to attack Sir Aubrey. I assume you're all going to attack him again with your. Well, I'm gonna stand there, and if you charge me, I'm going to attack Sir Aubrey.
Is his horse fleeing, or is it close by him?
I mean, he fell off of it. It's around here somewhere. He's not trying to get back up on his horse.
So if we now turned and fled, would he be able to just get on his horse and keep on with the pursuit, or would it delay him at all?
It does not delay him unless he's been there 10 rounds.
Okay, yeah. Aubrey will charge him down. And does he still get the bonus from his hate Saxons?
Yeah, you'll get it for this guy all day long. Well, these 10 rounds anyway. Yeah, if anybody wants to invoke a passion, you're welcome to. Okay, so you're charging him with a 14. You get +5. Is that how you got your 18?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so he gets a -5. So I need to roll a 10 or less. I do, but you beat him.
Tiddly damage.
Yeah, 2 and 1s. Okay. And next person can attack him. He swung back at you and obviously missed. So one of you can attack him with a charge or horsemanship with a +5 for him being dismounted.
Oh, I didn't include the +5 from him being dismounted, but it wouldn't have made a difference.
I got to roll.
Well, that's
to see if I can-
isn't that how you got an 8? Isn't that how you got an 18?
No, that's his +5 from hate Saxons.
Oh, okay. Well, that's right. Paramount or Gwyneth, whichever one wants to go first. Okay, there we go.
I can't tell.
Yeah, you're like your horse it's not a war horse. It's struggling to try to get over there. Okay, Pheromone, give me an attack roll.
Yep.
Oh, you got to do a horsemanship.
Horsemanship? Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think that Aubrey gave me a horsemanship.
And that's that was at -5, right?
It is. You're good. Yep. So you charge in on him. So did you add 5 for being higher? You still would have missed, right? Yeah. Okay, Gwyneth, you want to give him a charge? I need a horsemanship -5.
I'm muted. Yeah, I failed.
Oh, okay.
I failed bad.
Okay. So, that was Sir Pharamon's horsemanship. Okay, I need an attack roll.
Yep.
You got to hit him. You
Oh,
haven't rolled-
sorry. Charge first, right?
Yeah. Charge
And
or
he's on the ground, so
horsemanship.
that's a +5 to charge. Would that be correct?
Charge or horsemanship, whichever is lower.
And
it
then,
is-
yeah, you add +5
and
to
then it's-
whichever is lower.
and then it is
Sweet.
+5. Yeah.
Sorry, there you go.
So your
Success.
charge is a 14,
Yep.
and your horsemanship's also a 14.
Yep.
That's pretty awesome. And so you needed a 19. You rolled a 6. You hit him. He gets to roll some kind of dodging, parrying, whatever, and he blocked it. Excuse me. Yep. So no damage.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to beat his roll and still succeed. If you roll, if he fails his roll, he doesn't get to use his shield. Same with you. Okay, so you pass him up. He swung at Aubrey and missed, and you guys can try attacking him again. This time you have to make your horsemanship roll. So everyone make a horsemanship roll with -5. Okay, so Aubrey's not attacking this turn.
Me neither.
Gwyn is not attacking. Sir Pharamond is not attacking. What about Sanson? Okay, so you guys didn't attack this turn. And you hear him screaming like, "Come get me! You bastards!" No. Hold on, let's see. Oh yeah. He's valorous as hell.
Yeah.
He
Got
actually-
respect for this, Saxon.
He has also a proud of 16. He's legendarily proud. Okay, so next round. This will be the 4th round. Everybody needs to make a horsemanship -5, just to be allowed to attack him. Was that Gwyneth? Yeah, looks like
I
you made
am
it.
attacking this round.
Yeah, looks like you made it.
Yeah, I made it.
Aubrey.
So Pharamond can go first, I think.
Oh yeah, I got a crit, right? Or one? No, that's not a crit. Sorry, I got it wrong. Okay.
I see
So,
Gwyneth and Aubrey. Oh, did
And
Yeah, so charge
Pharamond.
him +4.
Oh, Pheromone was first one to roll? Okay, got it. Okay, whoever wants to go first can go first. Sanson, what's going on with you?
Throwing terrible.
Yeah.
I added, so I did my roll, charge, 14 +5 for still being above him, right? And then
Yeah,
that's a
okay,
success and I
fine.
roll damage, right?
Yeah, but yeah, he failed, so you get to do damage, and he does not get to use his shield.
My horse is trying to run away.
You did 14. He's got a 12 armor, so he takes 2 more points of damage. And at that point, I didn't hit enter. That's what happens. Okay, and then he has to make a dex check, or he might be knocked to the ground.
He's got some nice armor.
I rolled a D12, didn't I just? Yeah, I'm sorry. Wrong die. Yeah, he's not knocked down. Okay. Who wants to go next? Aubrey's going. Okay, he's rolling. That would have been a crit, but because he had to fight 3 of you, it's -10. So he had to roll a 5 or less. He failed. So he gets no shield. It's a little bit better. So, but that's his armor is 12, and that's not his knockdown. Okay, Gwyneth. Uh-oh.
That would be a fumble.
Okay, now on a fumble, lances do something special. Let me,
As in break?
as in, maybe worse than that. Okay, maybe I should just go to the rules. I think it is chapter 8. Could be wrong. Oh, right there. It's its own table. Mounted lance charge fumble. When you fumble, you make a horsemanship roll. Yeah, it's regular. It's not even minus for a bad horse. So just make a horsemanship roll. Success. That means lance broken.
Whip.
You are struck by flying splinters for 1d6 damage. Armor does not protect. 3 points of damage.
Not even my fur?
Not even your fur.
Okay. Boop, boop, boop.
Hit you in the face or something. Yeah, so that was on a success.
Yeah, that's,
Because I'll let you know. Oh, no, I think I've got this table. 7-2. Chapter 7 to show. There we go. There's the table. So a failure is the tip buries itself into the earth. And if you fumble the horsemanship roll, then, you take lots of damage. Okay, so you break your lance.
unfortunate.
Unfortunate. And we're going to round 5. And you thought this would be over with. I did anyway. So it's horsemanship to see if you can close the distance. Horsemanship -5. Okay, round 6. You can try again.
A success for me and Aubrey.
I fumbled.
Oh, I succeeded.
No, Sanson made it. Right? Sanson made it.
There, that's what we want to see.
Gwyneth.
Oh, Sanson, yes.
And,
Sanson, Gwyneth, and that's it.
Okay, so Aubrey crit. But
Oh.
that gives you a check by horsemanship.
By charge, you mean?
No, this the horsemanship to control your horse to attack him.
Oh, he rolled that, but then he succeeded, so I rolled charge, and that's what crit.
What about Sir Pharamond? Where are you at?
Um,
I haven't caught up. You're jumping way ahead of me. Okay, so the first roll was Aubrey. Is that what we're saying? And you were a success for horsemanship.
Yeah,
Okay.
Aubrey got 3 and was a success, and
Okay.
Gwyneth and Sanson also succeeded, but Pharamond fumbled.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, this is not a. There's not a penalty or a reward for success or failure for the horsemanship roll, but you do get to put a check by horsemanship for fumbling.
Sweet.
And I notice here it says character damage 46 and critical damage 46. Do I add those together like it's 8d6?
Yes, but on a horse, I think it's maximum 1 die more than the horse. Yeah, you would normally on the ground definitely do 8d6. So let's just say it's 8d6. But he has to make a roll minus 15, right? Because you got 3 of you attacking him. Oh, look at that. He still failed. Because he has 15 to roll. So no shield. Okay. Roll your damage. 8d6.
Oh, 8d6 you said? Okay.
Yeah, 8d6. Okay. No shield. That gives him 14 points of damage. Actual damage. So he's 14 is more. It's not more than his major wound, but it is more than his knockdown. 26 is more than his. Is it double his knockdown? It is double his knockdown, so he's automatically knocked down. He has taken 18, so he's still conscious. But he is lucky he didn't just take a major wound. Because 12, yeah, he took 14. Yeah, okay. So attacking him while he's on the ground, you got to roll to hit him. Sanson, you can't just roll damage, you got to roll the hit.
I did. It's up above your rolling. 13 rolled, 16.
Oh, yeah, he rolled where he resolved my thing.
Okay. Did you add plus 10 to your threshold? It doesn't matter. You rolled a 13. You're still good. I
added 5.
Yeah. 5 for a longer weapon and 5 for
Okay.
being taller than him. You guys should be adding 10. Plus your hatred.
Also,
You should
he's
be
knocked
adding-
down now.
Yeah.
Would that
So-
do anything?
Not for damage. So 14, he's got, what I roll, a 2. He was able to use that. So, okay, got it. Yeah, he's on the ground. Okay, Sir Gwyneth, plus 10.
No, because my lance broke.
Oh, that's right. So you don't get to charge. You have to use sword or horsemanship or whatever you're using.
Oh, it'll be sword. My arming sword.
Okay, so you have to either move up to him or wait on a horse. I know that with a lance you can move and attack, but I think you can. I think you can still move and attack with a sword. We're gonna say you can.
But keep in mind you get a -2 for a kite shield when you're not charging.
Right.
So you could dismount or take the -2.
Oh, I'm not dismounting.
Well, you do get the +5 for height.
Right. So it'll be a +3.
Right.
So sword, my S word, +3, no damage modifier. Success, that's higher than yours.
Yep. I'm still succeeding, so I still get a shield.
Right.
So you did no damage.
Doesn't he have like a -10 right now?
Yeah, that's why he. What? Why would he have -10? Oh, yeah. He has a -15 actually.
Oh.
I'm a failure.
So
So,
doesn't-
no shield. Yeah, you did 2
No
points.
shield.
Yeah, so you did 2 points of damage to him.
Haha.
He's
I
still
nicked him.
conscious. Just
Dude, just stop. What are you doing?
just barely. He's taken 20 points of damage.
We'll finish him off. Too.
Okay, so he surrenders. It's a new round. He's surrendering.
All right, let's continue.
You can finish him off. You can, which is not necessarily an honorable thing to strike down a surrendering opponent, or you can ride off and he might or might not pursue you. Or you can take some time to bind him and tie him up.
That didn't move on. He's in bad shape.
Yeah, he's in bad shape. What do you guys want to do? You want to tie him up?
No, we're not going to do that.
He surrendered. His life is in our hands. He's coming with us. Tie him up.
Okay, tying him up is not bringing him with you.
And it's gonna
Oh, you
take
mean like
us-
tie him to a tree?
Yeah,
The other will catch up to it.
Oh.
so that he can't pursue you. He's either going to pursue you or not because he's wounded.
Could
He says, I by my code of honor, I promise I will not pursue you. If you let me live.
Pheromone would like to ask for his name.
Gregor. Sir Gregor.
He had a lance at first, right?
Yes.
Does he still have it? His didn't break, did it?
It did not break.
I'm taking that.
He threw it on the ground. Yeah, okay, so you picked up a lance.
Can we take his horse too?
It slow you down.
Gift for Sir Robert. Okay.
It's a 16 movement.
Yeah, we could kill his horse.
That seems
Let's just go.
wasteful.
Yeah, basically 3 rounds to make a decision. What do you want to do?
We could cut the straps on his saddle.
They could do what they want.
I promise not to follow you. I give you my word as a knight.
We just kill him. No big deal. Let's
Yeah,
go.
We're not killing him.
yeah. Aubrey will cut the straps on his horse's saddle.
Okay.
It also slashes reins for good measure.
Okay.
We
so
believe you won't follow us, but your friends might.
yeah, they're going to.
Well, yeah, and now it'll take you longer to tell them anything.
What are you
And
doing? So what are you doing? Killing him?
No.
Oh, okay.
no, we're leaving him now. I think.
Yeah.
As
Okay.
We just
Aubrey-
ruined his saddle.
Yeah.
Okay.
His reins.
So you
And
were-
as Aubrey turns, he says, "You fought well, Gregor."
Okay, you guys can divide 50 glory.
So 12 each.
Well, let's do this. let's say 15 each.
Sweet.
I just like round numbers.
Does anything on him indicate his coat of arms? Like, does he have his own coat of arms visible? I'm curious.
The coat of arms is what you see on the token. Yeah, it's a griffin. It's a blue griffin. His personal outfit, his armor and everything. He looks like he's a poor, down on his luck knight.
Sweet.
He's wearing an akaton, a hauberk, a nasal helm, and a kite shield, just like you. But it's all run down. He just happened to have a size and he had a strength of 14, so he was pretty strong.
Back to the horsemanship role.
It'll be right. But we're going to stop right here. This is where we're going to end it. This is a good opportunity. It's the start of a new round. He honestly will not pursue you any longer. So you only have 10 guys that are one step behind you. One guy just never got started, and then this guy got injured. So, yeah, and you guys are almost at the end. You only have like 2 more rolls, and you'll be out of the woods. Probably close to Monson Abbey, way up here.
Good job, fellas.
Yeah, you guys do good. I mean, you guys are new. He's it doesn't say, but with him granting 50 glory, he's probably running around with like 5,000.
What we've learned from this encounter is wear your armor, kids. You would have been absolutely toast without it.
That's true, especially with that one crit. 26 damage or whatever it was. I don't even remember. It's so far up. But yeah, that would have like just killed him dead. All right, guys. I think that was pretty awesome. What do you guys think? I know it's kind of bam, 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 you know.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a bit slow to get moving, but we're now in the action.
Yeah. And then I can get the Duke's Silchester and all that ready for you. Hopefully you'll be able to convince him to come help Robert and get there in time. He should. I mean, it only took you 1 day to get up there, so it shouldn't take. Well, he's got to assemble and come down, but still, it shouldn't take that long.
Have a good one there.
And well, he probably won't. All of his guys probably won't be riding horses, you know. Okay, well, thanks for hanging out with me, guys, and I'm gonna let you guys go. I think that was a good session.
Oh,
All right, you guys have a great night. And oh, wait! Before you leave, I gotta say something.
Go ahead.
Mason, you're gonna be gone next week, right?
Correct.
Okay, so this is what I want to do. I want to take a week break. You'll be back the week after.
Correct.
Okay, so let's all just take 1 week off. No game next week, and then we'll come back on the following week.
All right.
Okay, so that way, the 19th. Okay, guys. Yeah.
All right.
That way nobody will miss anything, and it'll be, we'll all be good to go. And give me a chance to get some things worked out too in the game.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to show
Thanks
you.
for running,
guys.
Derek.
Yeah, you're welcome. You guys, you have a good one.
All right. That's it. Thanks for the game.
Bye.
Bye. I'm going to leave that out because they're being pursued. All right, thank you guys. I see Sean, you're on here. What do you got? Wow, Bueller, Derek. We're not hearing the players. Desktop audio was turned on. You should have heard them. But thank you for letting me know. It's a little late now, but let me, because I don't look at the chat. Desktop audio. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play some music. I'm going to see if it comes through the stream. If it doesn't, then something's going on with my programming. AI music. Yeah, you should be able to hear that. Yeah, it's popping. It's popping. I didn't make any changes to that. Maybe their volumes were just so low you couldn't hear them. Disregard. It's back to normal. Okay. I see. Look at that. Me not even reading right. All right. Well, I do plan to play some Skyrim later tonight. I'm working on getting I'm working on getting the game up and running. It's working. I just don't have all the mods added that I want to add. So what I'm doing now is I'm just gradually adding mods. Now I added a bunch earlier and then it stopped working. And so I had to go back to try to figure out which ones it was. I couldn't figure it out. So I just started from scratch and I just started adding 2 or 3 mods at a time. And I'm double checking it. I'm loading, making sure everything works. Then I add a couple more, double check it. I load, make sure everything works. And that's what I'm doing. And so give me about another 2 hours and then I'll be on. And we'll actually play, hopefully with some. In my first playthrough, like a couple of weeks ago, I was playing with approximately 100, 150, somewhere in that neighborhood mods. And now I've got somewhere in the neighborhood of 400 mods. So, I tried the Elder Gleam, which is like 1,600 mods. They all didn't. I tried it, and they all didn't load properly. I didn't like the Wabajack, which is a mod loading software. Okay, so how do I get out of here? I'm at full screen. All right, so I'm going to end the stream and I will see you later if you are here.